You're still taller than I am, but I don't know.
Still Hobbit land.
It's okay.
Do you need a booster seat?
No, I actually was a little taller. It must be the hair.
Not in my case.
You're right. Yeah, that's why I look just a hair taller.
Oh, my soul. All right, well, you guys ready to do
That
this?
was the funny we were waiting on. I'm Jake Schriner.
I'm Bob Nelson.
I'm Tracey White.
I'm Maury White.
Hey, I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation podcast.
Yay. Oh,
Hello, friends. Back at you.
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
Well, all right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. Extra place at the table for our good friend, what's your name again, sir?
The Forgotten.
Augustine Morgan White.
My friend Maury White is with us tonight. You guys serving at a sister church these days.
That's right.
They came back in here to hang out with us, so we're glad you're with us, brother.
I miss my friends. I do
Yeah,
miss
well, we
my
miss
friends.
you too.
I hadn't seen you in person in a little bit. So. Truth be told, I did tell Maury the other day. We were talking on the phone. I was like, "Dude, you need to come by. Just
Yeah,
drop
stop
in
in, come say
anytime,
hi, dude.
You know, you're
All's
welcome
well.
anytime." So I'm glad you're here.
He did. And
Family and friends, here we are.
talking to Jean this weekend, and he said, "I've got to get out of the
He
house."
should be here too.
Yeah, he should be here too. John should be here.
Just set up the big long table.
I like it.
That'd be awesome.
Well, all right. Well, you know what? We've been going this way. I'll just start with you. How you doing, man? Good to be with you tonight.
I'm glad to be here, and you're right. I'm serving at a different church. There was some needs that needed to be met, and that's what that was all about. Julie and I have not forgotten at all about you guys.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, in fact,
Amnesia.
talk about you often. That we're plugged in where we're at, and doing a lot in their music ministry, as well as their evangelism ministry. In fact, we're even in a bell choir.
Nice.
I found something musically that I truly hate. I have told the director
Thank
after
you for
Christmas.
sharing that, man.
How can it be
We're
a
done.
bell choir? You would, if it's a bell choir, doesn't each individual person have to just sing "ding"
Yes.
in their note instead of actually ringing the bell?
I want to see the choir where they bonk you on the head.
So that would be the Dingling Choir.
The ding-a-lings.
Well, that's what some of the choir is.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, in a bell choir. Ding, ding.
Let it ring, brother. Let it ring.
Well,
Well, like I said, man, glad you're here with us tonight. Bells and all.
raise it up with bells on.
With bells on. Oh my gosh.
In fact, Sunday, we'll be playing the bells at church. Then I get to be in the
awesome.
praise team, so.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait. I think you guys have a stream, right? There's we can see
do.
we can see this bell if we really
We do. It's on YouTube now.
All right.
And that's the only place they're doing it. I don't remember what the issue was, but they had some kind of an issue.
Huh.
I'm not really involved in the video portion, other than
And you just hang on.
they use our equipment.
I was gonna say you just keep holding that bell choir
I
down.
bet it was a copyright strike
Oh,
or something like that.
all right, we're gonna do slightly different this way. I'm gonna jump over me. And who are you, man? What is going on?
You got a little hair.
Oh yeah, Jay.
I know, yeah.
Jake's
I got
got
a
cool,
haircut.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had our yearly Viking party on Saturday evening.
Uh-huh.
So,
Not the football team, like
not the football, no, like legitimate
Viking.
Viking party. The only lights at the place were fires and torches. And stuff. It was cool. It was a really good time. A lot of people showed up. And I've been going to it for like 5 years now, so it's cool to see
All right.
the same people.
Just
That's the only time of year I
develops.
see a lot of these people, but it's cool that you make friends and
Yeah.
talk with them. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then Harper and Colette were down at her parents' house on Saturday night, so I apologize I missed yesterday morning, but I took the opportunity to sleep in.
Well, we missed it.
And relax. So, but I did watch the message. So
Oh, good,
I'm not behind. I did my homework.
Well, good.
But yeah, it was a really good time. The armor was a big hit.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it was a big hit with us too.
Yes, because I like
looked
polished it up
fantastic.
and everything, so
Nice.
it really reflected the fire and the torches
Oh,
and
that
stuff.
is nice.
Oh, did you get some photos of any of this?
I didn't really catch any photos. None of us
Aw.
realized
You were just
it
living
until,
life.
like,
You were
yeah,
just
we were
living
just
the life.
hanging out, and none of us realized it till like the end of the evening. We're like, oh, we didn't take any pictures of it. So,
Did anybody else have an outfit as good as yours?
no.
It's impossible.
My buddy John, who hosts the party, him and his wife always sort of go over the top when they buy their outfits. So he looked like his looked very legit and looked really good in furs and armor and stuff. But it was store bought. It wasn't handmade.
That makes
Hey,
a
well,
difference.
there you go.
Yeah. So, and I only had 2 people come up and try and test the armor with their weapons. So
Whoa.
I had one guy walk up to me
Only
and
2?
gave me a pretty sizable whack with his axe. I was like, "Hey man, you want to introduce yourself?"
Yeah, did it hold up?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Of course it did.
Didn't even ding. It was great. So
Awesome.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then today at work just another normal day. So I'm glad I'm here.
Awesome, man. We're glad you're here too. All right. Going right next door here.
Before we do that, can I ask, where is the Viking store?
Where's the Viking store?
A lot of stuff off of Amazon.
Okay. Sorry, I just...
Amazon is the Vikings.
There's actually, so there is a store called Grimfrost. They're out of Sweden. They make
Grimfrost.
They
That's
make
an
all the
excellent
props for the show Vikings.
Oh.
Like Game of Thrones props and other medieval movies and stuff like that.
Wow.
So a few weeks ago, my buddy who hosted the party, because I provide a lot of metalworking stuff and cut signs and made fire baskets for him and stuff. He gifted me a authentic Viking horn. Which is super cool. It's almost 2 feet long and it's hand carved and everything. It's really cool. So that was fun to walk around with that.
Yeah, that's
So on top of my costume being very legit, my horn was also.
awesome.
I think you won the Viking party.
Yeah.
Too bad there wasn't a costume contest because I think I would have taken that trophy home.
Yep.
Yeah, nice medallion.
All right, sorry, back to you, friend.
No worries.
Bob.
That was a good steal.
Steve.
Yeah, which is, I got nothing. I feel very underaccomplished right now.
No Viking parties.
The best I did was survive a day of training and a couple of newbies, so.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah, well, my brain space is pretty much had it. So.
Yes, I was just thinking about how I'm starting to forget little things or whatever, and then I was thinking about yesterday you saying, I thought that they said that, but it turns out I said that.
I might have said it. I don't know who said it. Yesterday I was beginning at the end of that conversation, do I even exist?
Well, I hope you get some rest soon.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty
Try to
much.
stay awake through this. All right, across the table.
Hey, what's up,
Tracey
y'all?
White, what's up?
It's a busy
How are
day,
you?
which is a good thing. I have not been busy at work, and now not only did I have work to do today, but I got another project that'll take me through the next couple of weeks.
Oh, good. Yes.
So I'm very thankful for that, to be taken through all the way through Thanksgiving week with work, billable work.
Billable work.
That does help a lot with the kind of the mood I've been in and the stress that I've been kind of dealing with personally. So having that really works out in a good way. So, and then the other one is like I was mentioning, we have Kathy and I play a video game with some folks, and patience if you're watching, and I'm going to check on this. Like and subscribe. No, just say hi in the comments. But I asked one of the ladies that we play with if to check out the podcast, and she did. She checked out at least one of the episodes.
Oh, excellent.
I don't
Good.
know. I think it might have been last week's.
Yeah,
So
like I said, I liked last week. That was
yeah, last week was fun, and this week is fun as well because my brother's here. And,
Boy brings the fun.
which makes me want to ask for next week: are we going to have Matt here?
Maybe. He's actually tattooing all that day.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he
okay.
may actually be still doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
It'd be
doing
nice to have
guest
him as a
tattooing
guest,
on
too.
Monday. Matthew's going to be here yet.
Yeah.
So if you're
Need to
interested,
talk to him.
yeah, you should. He's one day only guest artist at I forget. This is terrible.
At a place.
I'll add. It's right here close. I'll
Yeah.
put something.
But outside of that, I've been doing this class with the VA for my tinnitus.
Yeah.
This was week 2 of that class, and I can comfortably say that my tinnitus is now exactly as bad as it's been all along. It hasn't gotten any better.
All right.
But they don't, I mean, obviously there's no cure for it. They just want to teach you some methods of how to deal with it so it doesn't bug you so much. you know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Hearing
sleep
aids,
better or concentrate better or something like that.
Hearing aids help
They
you?
do help.
That was a suggestion, you know. If the VA will pay for it, I'll do
You
it,
can do it.
you know. So there you go.
Hmm.
And then I think that was it, at least for the important stuff. Johnny, you got some cool stuff coming up. What's up with you?
Do I have some?
What's up
cool
with you?
stuff? What's up with you, man? What's up with you? Cool stuff coming up. I don't know, man. I'm living day to
You got
day. I'm
family
losing track.
coming into town.
Aside from
That's
that,
always
yes, I
great.
do. They are all coming in on Friday. But yeah, if he's not tattooing, we'll drag him in here.
Yeah.
Monday. Yeah, my son Matt, Pastor Matt. I know him as Matthew,
Yes.
but I always do that for his
Matt.
benefit. You guys call him Matt because that's what everybody else calls him in
Yeah.
the world. But yeah, he'll be here this Sunday. He's preaching this Sunday, so that should be kind of fun.
That's cool.
So family in, he's going to be speaking. So I finally get a little bit of a break. And then Monday he's doing tattooing. So if you're interested in that, it's Matt Leckie Design at Instagram.com. Yeah, at Matt Leckie Design. If you're interested and you're here in Aurora and want a tattoo, he's
It's really
up
good.
right now.
Yeah.
It is very good.
Mhm.
Yes.
Good at it.
So anyway, but yeah, don't have a lot to share. I am a little weary today. I don't know why. It's just past few weeks. I'm just, but only thing funny I can tell you about today, and again, I felt like today I was running through Jello. You guys ever
Okay.
done that?
Run through Jello?
Yeah,
No,
nobody-
not like
meaning-
literally. No.
I'm just imagining what it must be like. Just to be clear, I have not. Also, I also have not ever run through Jello, but it's just what I imagine it would be like. But it's
These
just kind
days
of
we're all
like
gonna have to try
it's
it.
all fun. Coming soon. Jello.
The
No,
Jello run.
the Jello run here.
It's a great Jello run.
So the other thing funny is I had a kindergartner today. I'm walking over to the milk machine, right? I'm throwing some milk away. Mr. Leckie. And what did she say? It was like, did you know there's a what did she say? Did you know there's a girl, Mr. Leckie, here at the school?
A girl, Mr.
I said,
A girl.
so do you mean Mrs. Leckie? And she went, yeah, that's my wife. Oh, Mr. Leckie has a crush. I went, you're so right. I do. She's awesome.
Kids are awesome.
Kindergarten, man. They are so goofy. Anyway, that's all I got from today. Well, all right, guys, what do you want to talk about since we're around the table here tonight? I mean, we had, like I said, we probably ought to just plan to do this like every other week. So we have about 2 weeks worth of stuff going on. We have 1 week is like, everything from last week. All right, what do you guys
And
want to
then we
talk
go long though when we do
Yeah,
that.
it's
We have to,
It's okay.
cut in the transition.
That's okay.
Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh, yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday. It was Sunday.
Was Sunday.
Because this is Monday today.
This is Monday. Yep. I do want to clarify.
That's all I got.
Yeah, thanks. That's it.
I'm very thankful it was.
We meet somewhere in the world every week, but no, wait. Anyhow, no. So I did say this is the first time ever in all of my years in ministry that I just called Jesus a guy.
You did. That guy.
That guy.
That guy.
What I meant to say was that guy. When that guy came back to
Yes,
Jesus,
yeah.
but I said when he came back to that guy,
Yeah.
and of course I named Jesus. That guy, Jesus, that guy, that was terrible.
I don't know. For me, I think Jesus has a sense of humor. He invented the platypus. And he was listening, and he probably chuckled.
Oh, I'm sure.
I saw that coming.
Chuckling at me and has been for years. So.
He is that guy, though.
He is that guy.
He is the guy.
The guy.
That's awesome. Yeah, that guy with the capital T.
I just, an ongoing theme, I think, through the lesson yesterday. I'm sorry, I missed the day when the Bible app kept my screen alive and it didn't go asleep. I don't know why they reset that. Maybe too many people are like, oh, it's running my battery, but
Just go to your phone settings.
Charge
and
it.
keep your Screen on.
Oh yeah, well there you
That's
go.
what I have mine set too. Like when I turn my screen on, I leave it on. It stays on for up to 10 minutes.
Wow.
So in Psalms, in a couple of places, I will thank the Lord with all my heart. Give thanks to the Lord. So there was this whole gratitude, thankfulness theme running through the lesson, which was really cool.
Yeah. It is a startling thing actually to realize that thankfulness. We're in that season, right? Where we still have Thanksgiving and stuff, and I think probably the thing I was trying hardest to communicate is that the attitude or the heart of gratefulness and thankfulness is not just a simple thank you. It's not just a simple thing like that. It is the heart and mind woven throughout the Old Testament, New Testament. It is a definite characteristic of someone who's growing in their faith, right? A genuine thankfulness. And that was the thing that got me all choked up at the end, too.
Yes, it
I was
did,
trying.
didn't it?
Oh, man, I hate it when I do that so much. But hey, I couldn't help it. Lori, what I was talking about was I was sharing a story about a time when our finances were really, really, really tight. And I was just in between. I was in between. I was in between paychecks of any kind, and Christmas was like a week and a half away. I think I said a week away, but I think it's actually more like 2 weeks away. And we were walking through Walmart with our kids. We were getting some food, but they wanted to walk through the toy aisle, and they just were going through all excited about Christmas and toys and things. And what they didn't know and what was killing me was that I had like $50 in the bank.
Right.
It's like, I don't even know if they're getting anything this year. And I was like, God, please provide something. I was ready to go sell everything on my cloth. I mean, just anything I could do to get some money so that they could just have a nice, Christmas. But when you're looking at your kids, it hits differently, right?
Yeah.
Because they're all excited. They're looking to you, and I'm feeling like a failure as a dad. I'm not providing. I'm not, I'd paid all the. I mean, at least the lights were on.
Yeah.
But it was just killing me inside, and I just remembered just praying, God, please do something here. And almost immediately in the mail, I received from a church who'd been praying for us a $500 check.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Just like that.
What a blessing.
And it was awesome because it was the year that I went online immediately, ordered all of these things, and paid 5 times more for them to get them there by Christmas Day. Some of them arrived Christmas Eve that night, deliveries.
Was that before Amazon?
It was through Amazon. That was in the years when we used to buy these things kids were into called Stick Fuzz, Stikfas. And they were these bendable characters. Very strange. It was kind of a quirky thing. But anyway, all that to say is my thank you to God, and it was an emotional, God,
Yes.
Thank you for coming through. And I could give story after story after story about that, but it's a genuine gratitude.
Yeah.
And when you live with a genuine gratitude, and I talked about some of the things there, but what do you guys remember about any of that, or what do you want to add to it?
The story that kind of sticks out to me incredibly well for how we usually are with thanks is the 10 lepers.
Yeah.
Because you got 10 lepers that are healed by Jesus, and he sends them off to, and this is in Luke 17, he sends them off to go get, okay, you're healed, go to the priests, show yourself clean, and they'll call you clean and everything. And only one of them comes back to thank him, and he's the Samaritan.
He's a Samaritan.
Only the foreigner comes back. So which I was thinking about that today. the priest would never have called him clean.
Right.
Because of that.
It
because
is an
he was-
interesting story.
Yeah, he's not even part of the Jewish nation or anything, so he can't be clean. So, but yeah, most of us are the other 9.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most of the time. But he comes back, and not only does Jesus recognize that he comes back, but he's like, your faith has saved you.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it is. When we really, really dig down to it, our faith, we should be super thankful for in exactly that respect. With that same emotional outpouring as a $500 check, but more so.
Yeah, more so. Yeah. Was it 10 were healed and 1 was made whole?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
One was fully changed inside
And
out.
again, he wasn't part of the Jewish nation, so that's the very ironic part of that story.
Well, it's also too because it's from Luke, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're going to be kind of bringing out some of those things in Dr. Luke. When we finish Mark, which is not as far away as you guys might think.
20 You're still in March?
It's only going to be another decade. But
I kid.
yeah,
It's a great place to hang out.
well, it's once a month. I mean, it's not like every week. But although I might in this new year, we may actually do a mini series that takes us through several of the chunks, so that it does speed things up a little bit. But anyway, all I was going to say is once we're out of Mark, the next gospel will probably be Luke, because it leads very well into Acts, of course. But anyway, I digress.
Okay.
Back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about?
But just that gratitude. You gave a very, personal example of that, and then it got me thinking about, the things in my life, and so. I went through a rough time a long time ago, and was down, like literally on my knees. God, I was a little mad. Saying, how's this supposed to be right and good and everything, and where are you? And then, a little time after that, I was going through a divorce, right?
Yeah.
It was this whole thing. So it wasn't long after that that I met Kathy.
Yeah.
So I was like, I told Mom, God showed up. His blessing showed up.
joy back into your
He was
world.
like, just wait a minute, get some things together, and sure enough, the biggest blessing in my life. So, I mean, the kids are pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's like icing on the cake.
But like it said, you love your kids, but they grow up, and they go on, and your wife, spouse, if you have a husband, patience, that's the one you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and that is such a blessing from God.
Yeah.
Especially whenever your relationship is rooted in that faith together. So
I did not get to hear the lesson. I'm going to have to go back and watch it, and I will tomorrow.
you should.
I
Johnny
will,
almost
because
cries.
it sounds great, and I just want to see that. I giggle a little bit, but I want to talk about thankfulness a little bit, because there's a lesson I'm learning in life right now. As you know, I've been unemployed for a little bit. It's been harder to find a job than expected, and after I got drug along, for a couple of months by a company, and then no more communication. I don't know what happened with that. It was kind of weird, but it obviously wasn't the right place. But in all of that, it is really easy to fall into a depression, right? And rightfully so, because as men, we want to support our families, we want to protect our families, we want to do all of that. But I wake up in a depression, like I did this morning, as I got out of my covers in my soft bed. In my warm house, walk down to get food that is in the cupboard, and also feed my dogs. And then I wonder, Lord, where are your blessings when they are all around?
Yeah.
So even in the tough times, David realized that.
Yeah.
And you'll see that him hiding out in caves, and he's still thankful to the Lord for the things that he does have. And so that's a lesson in gratefulness, not just the blessings that we receive. I mean, it's wonderful when you get a gift like that, the $500. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
But we also need to recognize those, like I said, I wake up in my house.
Yes.
I have my cars. I have the things that I have.
Yeah.
And I'm still able to maintain that. And even with, and that is a blessing. So
Yeah.
I want to say I am grateful for that, even though I'm not working right now.
Yeah, we'll pray for you about that too. But yeah,
I'll take prayers.
yeah, for sure. And we can help you out.
Another blessing.
Yeah, exactly. It's that idea of understanding that anything good that we have. So I think I mentioned that is a blessing from the Lord.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, by the way. This is the first sermon I have done in a very long time where I actually threw in a little bit of alliteration. Now, it's hard to catch.
I didn't catch it.
Well, that's okay, because always whenever I find alliteration, I just feel like I'm forcing something, right? But here it was. A thankful heart is, number one, a marker, right? It's a marker. And we talked about the Ebenezer,
yeah.
right? That stone of
Just
help.
Looking at that in Samuel.
Yeah, and it is also a motivator. Okay, there's two M's.
Marker, motivator.
Marker, motivator. Love it. And then finally, it reveals a makeover. Those were the three M's. So this is why I don't do that very often, because it's lame as can be. But here's the thing. It doesn't help you remember anything. I like an acrostic if I'm going to do something to try and make you remember, because then I just remember the word and then each letter. But all the M's, they could be anything, right? Matthew, Melissa, Mike. Anyway, so.
It was the
But the idea of being the marker is that reminder that regardless of where you are, you can, with a grateful heart, that moment of focused thankfulness to God for the blessings you currently have, you set a marker in your life that reminds you, God has helped me thus far.
Yeah.
He's with me right now,
Yes.
and I can trust him for the future. Even though it may not be rosy, it may be difficult, he has come through for me, and I can look at this marker. So that was the idea within the first M. The motivator is the same kind of idea. It's that you can pull yourself out of the pit, right? Because no matter what you're experiencing at the moment, with a grateful heart, it is a motivator to get up, to move. Ooh, another M. I should have thrown that in there. I should have thrown that. But it keeps you moving. You don't fall into a stagnant place, because you know that God who loves you, even if at my worst, it's that learning, whatever state I am in plenty, in lack, wherever I am, I absolutely know I have a God who's loved me, who's displayed his love for me, who's blessed me with the things, and and can be contented in that. But I don't just stay and wallow, right? Because a true grateful heart, it just motivates me to keep going, keep moving, keep serving, keep loving, keep all of the things. And so, anyway, that was the second M. Then that third M, of course, is that the makeover idea, which is as lame as it gets. That's why I just kind of brushed past it and didn't say, and the third M that we have today is the makeover. Because it doesn't really reflect it very well. But the idea is that you have, when you truly have a grateful heart, it means you are a changed person, right? You make changes, and you reflect that God has changed your heart. It's just goofy to think about it, but it makes sense as you go through and realize all through the Old Testament, all of those times, about gratitude and a thankful heart. I will thank the Lord. I will come before Him with thanksgiving. And the same ideas in the New Testament. Why that's so important is that it keeps us humble, right? So when things are going really, really well, right, when all the money's rolling in, which is going to happen again, that's what we're going to believe. But when all the money's running in, we are still grateful to God because we know that He has made that possible, right? So when things are good, and when things are not so good, right, it also drives us to Him. I can't remember what I said yesterday. I don't have my notes with me today, but but it's the same thing. It's keeping us humble. It's also keeping us dependent on Him and realizing He's our source.
I got one more in.
Yeah, bring it on.
Keeps us on mission.
Mission. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, good one. That's a good one.
I thought your fourth was Maury.
That's a good one, bro.
Maury's our him.
More or less, that's all I get.
You're like my fourth
And if I turn
point.
upside down, I'm a W.
You're the fourth point from the message. That's right. And it's happening on a Monday.
On the way.
Nobody's thankful for Mondays.
I had coffee from you.
I don't know. I'm thankful for every day that the heart's still beating.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And I did mention that at the beginning. I mean, I get it. We want to focus on the pain. I mean, most of us, we just, the things that are painful, things that are difficult, that captures our attention, and it does make some sense. It's like when you hit your foot in the middle of the night. I mean, everything's there. You're not thinking about how your heart is working and you're breathing well. You're thinking, my foot hurts, right?
Not thinking about the comfy bed that you just kicked.
Yeah, that's why it has to be intentional.
I was talking.
Thankfulness has to be intentional.
I was talking to a person after church. We were talking about the prayer list, how it should be more praise than petition. You know, because there has been so many answers, you know, and we just need to be saying thank you for all of that. And you were talking about we were talking about how the 9 didn't come back to Jesus, you know, to say thank you. That's huge.
I wonder if they were like, well, my leprosy is healed. I wonder if He could take care of something else.
Just going.
But that happened with the feeding of the 5,000 too. In John's gospel, after he feeds everybody, he disappears, and they all chase after him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're just here for the free meal, people."
I'm not going to make it home for lunch tomorrow. Can you?
I was slightly expecting a callback to the first church in the park with the being thankful for the fleas.
Oh, right.
Yes, that's right.
Because that's very.
We didn't have fleas. It was from
No,
a
it was
sermon illustration
It's
from Corrie ten Boom
Yeah, that's.
in the hiding place.
I think that's a good example of being very intentional about
Yes.
giving thanks for something that doesn't seem like you should be giving thanks for. But
Yes.
even that
Thank you, no
is a blessing.
Well, it was the story from Corrie ten Boom. She was in Nazi Germany, and they were had been hiding the Jews from the Nazis, but then they were finally caught and they were put into a concentration camp.
Yes.
And while they were there, her sister was encouraging her, let's stop, let's pause, let's thank God for everything. They started going through, and there were fleas everywhere. And it's like, you know what, let's thank Him for the fleas too. You gotta be kidding, the fleas. But it turned out that later they realized that many of the Nazis stayed away from that cabin to not bother them because of the fleas. And they were able to share Christ with people. They were able to meet together. They weren't molested in things in ways that others had been. So, yeah, so that was the story. But you're right, it was back from our first church in the park.
That's right. That's
And
a
good memory, man.
Yeah.
Very good.
Because he's young.
He still has his memory.
Because he's young. Oh my gosh. All right.
Time to change the
Oh my soul.
Yeah.
One of the verses in the Bible that I've stuck to because, you know, having had gone through very hard times, you know, we lost a child due to circumstances that were beyond all of our control and everything, and were caused by somebody else. But when the at the same time, so thankful for him being in our lives. But that verse is Romans 8:28, and it's, God works all things for the good of those who love him and are called to his purposes. Not some of the things, all of them.
Yeah.
And that's a huge promise right there. So the good, the bad, and the ugly are all part of the things that he works in our lives. We might not understand what it is at that point by any stretch, but we will see it at some point, either here or in eternity. And often I do see it here because I can, through things like that, I can talk to people who've lost children or people close to them.
Yeah.
So, and then, so it, I know what that's like. Is like what you're saying, and I become very thankful for Will having been in my life, and because he's a good chunk of the reason why I'm sitting right here as a Christian. So,
Right.
Well, in the very short story of the long of it. So yeah.
It's a reminder. All things are not good, but God will use even bad things, and He will bring beauty from ashes is the idea. He still will even use those things to bring about good for those who are called, as you say. Not just for anybody and everybody, but those who love him and are following him. He works things out in a way that we could never do. I mean, it's just it's taking all of those difficult things, and he somehow makes something beautiful.
Yeah, his sovereign love is sitting there doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Or not sitting there, actively moving.
Yeah.
Yes, actively.
Yeah.
Yes, not just a
Better put.
That's so true. Well, what else, guys? How are we doing?
It's a pretty good time to wrap.
We're getting close.
So well, that does lead to the reason why he did it in the first place, John 3:16.
John 3:16.
John 3:16.
What is that? Hey, Maury.
Oh, do I get to do
John
this?
3:16?
Why don't you give us John 3:16 tonight?
It's been
John
been too long.
3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him will not perish, but have eternal life. It's huge.
Yeah.
Read it again, read it one more time, pray about it, and then share it.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, Maury. Thanks for wrapping that up, tying that up with a bow for us tonight. Well, that's awesome. Well, guys, you have anything else before we go to some final words here tonight? Nope. All right. Well, you know what? We meet somewhere in the world every week. And I do mean somewhere. We are always somewhere. But always online, and you can find us on Facebook by searching for Compass Church Colorado. And you can discover more at compassdenver.com. We'd love to have you as our guest this Sunday. All right, friends, final words.
Peace, y'all.
Love you guys. Love everyone out there.
Likewise.
This has been great because he is great.
Yeah, I like that.
Grace to you and peace. That's all we have for tonight. And we're out.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
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 Thanks for flying with us today.
Thanks for flying.
Bye-bye.
Come back again soon. All right. And that's that.